Have you ever felt like you're pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in? Society has programmed you to be normal, but what if that's the very thing holding you back from building an amazing life? What if the constant pressure to conform is burying your greatest strengths? For many people, autism or not, the key to thriving isn't about trying to fit in. It's about embracing your differences and refusing to accept mediocrity. Different ways of thinking can actually be strengths and a driving force for creativity, innovation, and real change. This isn't just about autism, though. It's about a fundamental truth. Your uniqueness isn't a liability. It gives you an advantage. We live in a world that relentlessly pushes an idea of normalcy. It's a concept that, historically, has been used to maintain power and control. In his work, Enforcing Normalcy, Leonard J. Davis explains that the whole idea of a normal person is actually a pretty recent invention, born alongside the field of statistics in the 1800s. Before that, societies had the concept of the ideal, a divine, perfect form nobody was ever expected to actually achieve. The norm, however, is different. It's an average, a baseline that puts immense pressure on everyone to squeeze into a predefined box. This pressure can force people to hide who they really are, and that takes a serious toll on their well-being. This obsession has real-world consequences. We build workplaces, schools, and social systems for one type of mind, and then act surprised when so many people feel like they don't belong. The result is a staggering loss of potential. For instance, despite having the skills and the desire to work, employment rates for autistic adults remain frustratingly low. While some reports show that about half of those receiving vocational support find jobs, broader unemployment numbers still paint a grim picture. This isn't a failure of individuals, it's a failure of a society that values conformity over unique talent. But a powerful shift in thinking is underway. A movement that challenges this entire way of looking at the world. For decades, autism was seen almost exclusively through a medical lens, framed as a problem that needed to be fixed. But back in the 1990s, thanks to the early internet connecting people like never before, a new idea began to take hold, championed by autistic self-advocates. This was the start of the neurodiversity movement. At its heart, it's a social justice movement arguing something profound yet simple. Neurological differences like autism aren't defects. They are valid variations of the human brain. This movement reframes the whole conversation, shifting it from disorder to difference and from weakness to strength. The idea is that many of the challenges neurodivergent people face don't come from inside their own minds, but from living in a world that just wasn't built for them. The question changes from, how can we fix this person, to, how can we create a society that accommodates and celebrates all types of minds? This perspective finally allows us to see what's been overlooked for so long, the autism advantage. Traits that were once seen as deficits are now being reinterpreted as differences, or in some cases, as powerful strengths. Things like intense focus, pattern recognition, unwavering honesty, and a unique creative lens aren't bugs in the system. They're features that can lead to extraordinary things when they're in the right environment. It's a reality being proven every day by people who have stopped trying to be normal and started leaning into what makes them exceptional. The proof, as they say, is in the stories. For example, take Billy Long Jr., a teenage boxer who was bullied because of his autism and ADHD. His father, worried about his son, built him a gym and a garden shed. In the ring, something incredible happened. His father says that when most kids would quit, Billy would always go one more round. That intense focus, that singular dedication, traits often linked with autism, became his edge. He didn't just become a national champion. He made history by winning the European Junior Boxing Championships without losing a single round. His dad says it best. His greatest fight was showing that autism can be a superpower. When Billy's in the ring, he's in control, a master of his world. This advantage isn't limited to logic or sports. It can fuel global movements. Greta Thunberg, the environmental activist, has openly called her autism a superpower. She credits it with allowing her to see climate change from a unique, black and white perspective. In a world full of noise, her focused passion and deep sense of justice, traits that some research suggests may give autistic adults an ethical advantage by making them less susceptible to the bystander effect, have ignited a global conversation. The creative world is filled with these stories too. Satoshi Tajiri, the creator of Pokemon, was driven by his childhood obsession with collecting insects. He wanted to share that specific joy, and it led to a global phenomenon. That kind of deep, focused interest is a hallmark of the autistic experience, and it became the foundation of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. From artists who sell their work locally to legendary actors like Sir Anthony Hopkins and Daryl Hannah, the message is clear. Embracing your unique wiring can be a pathway to a remarkable life. So, how do you go from admiring these stories to applying the lessons? Whether you're autistic or just feel like you're anything but normal, the principles are the same. It all starts with a shift in perspective. First, become familiar with your unique traits. Quit thinking that you are flawed because of it. Are you intensely passionate about certain subjects? That's not weird. That's the foundation of deep expertise. Do you think in a very logical, black and white way? That's not rigid. That's the foundation for clarity and decisive action. Autistic employees, for example, often perform at above standard levels in attention to detail, work ethic, and quality of work. Profound assets. Second, find environments where those traits are actually valued. Billy Long Jr. found his power in a boxing ring. The modern world is slowly waking up to the value of neurodiversity. Companies are starting to realize that teams with different kinds of thinkers are more innovative. Advocate for yourself and find the places and people who want you for what you bring to the table, rather than wanting to change you. Choose a career that plays to your strengths, a hobby that lets you explore your interests, or a group of people who understand and embrace you. And that brings me to the third point. Find your community. Feeling like an outcast is a common and painful experience. Your job is to change this perspective and mindset, which is utter poison. Don't try to be normal, and don't think you're an outcast. Your life can be so much better than that, and it starts with finding the right crew. If you're enjoying this way of thinking, consider subscribing to the channel, and let's build a community where we explore what makes us different and how we can harness that to improve our lives. Finally, practice self-advocacy. Learning to communicate your needs, set boundaries, and educate others is a crucial skill. People like Amy Gravino, who earned a master's degree after being told she had limited abilities, are a testament to this. She said, "I have overcome tremendous obstacles because I have worked hard to do so, not because I no longer have autism." Success comes from working with your neurotype, not against it. For too long, we've been told there is one right way to think, feel, and communicate. The stories of thriving autistic individuals show us that the relentless pursuit of normal is a dead end. It's a chase that robs us of our authenticity and buries our most powerful gifts. The real path to an exceptional life isn't about conforming, it's about courageously embracing who you are. It's about understanding that your mind isn't broken, just different. And in that difference lies your advantage. The goal isn't to be normal. The goal is to be so unapologetically yourself that you create a new standard. The goal isn't to be normal. The goal is to be so unapologetically yourself that you create a new standard. The world needs more deep thinkers, more passionate creators, and more honest voices. It needs people who see things differently. It needs you. So what's your superpower? What is a unique trait you have that the world told you was a weakness, but you now see as a strength? Share your story in the comments below. Let's celebrate the advantage of being different.